Hello, welcome back if you have been here for a while, and hello if you're new. We're Becka and Zach. We live on our 40-foot sailing boat, which is currently in Chiapas Marina in the southern Mexico. We've been here a couple of months doing some work on the boat. We've actually done quite a lot by now, but we are in the final stages of big refit mode. So we're building solar arch, adding solar, doing a hard dodger, things like that. So it's all go. Click subscribe if you like what you see, and let's get on. It's about 6:30 in the morning, and yeah, we've got to come out because it gets roasting during the day. And today we are installing solar panels, and big solar panels. Bloody massive. We got two 605 watt solar panels, which are bifacial, so they can go up to 720 watts each, which is insanity. Actually, solar is quite subsidized in Mexico, and we picked up each panel for, I think it was $105. So yeah, unbelievable prices for solar. But they are currently being stored on our friend Parker's boat just behind us. He's not here at the moment, and he's very kind that he's let us use his boat as a bit of a garage. But yeah, Zach's just over there. We're just prepping for a big day of getting those panels up onto the arch that we've just installed. So here's our arch now, and we're going to get two panels on top of that, which are currently there. 1, 2. That's our old panel, which was like that initially. It's a gorgeous morning. Luckily this marina is a mill pond. So yesterday Zach was using a ladder up against the boat, which in any other marina you just couldn't do. But yeah, there's not a ripple in here. It's literally super still. What's that?
A ladder. Escalada? Escalada, see. Do you want to know why I'm doing this?
Why?
So I can start doing stuff on the arch for, well, a little bit now. It's going to be mainly for tomorrow because it's getting a bit later in the day now. But I just want to do some little bits of preparation before tomorrow, like I've been doing today. And then tomorrow will be the kind of big install solar day where we start getting big things on the arch, which is exciting.
And you sure that's not dodgy?
It's not the dodgiest thing I've done recently, no.
Oh
would
God.
you just pass me that?
What have you done recently?
Worse things.
Oh gosh.
Ah, it's not even that high. I'm more worried about scratching the arch, if I'm perfectly honest. Yeah, that's alright. Safety.
What's safe about this?
Everything. I'm wearing a hat.
To be fair, the marina is like a pond, isn't it? If it was any other marina, imagine if it was at Mayflower, Zach, with the wake. Would be crazy.
And at the risk of losing a bolt or a piece of this, it's just not worth it. I'd rather put my life at stake.
I'm still tidying these up. It's taking bloody ages.
Can I have that little socket thing as well?
This one or the other one?
No, the screwdriver with a socket on it.
Yep.
Share.
There was a reason it was taking a hot minute to clean up, as when we installed our arch just a few days prior to this, we were certain not to skimp out on the Seeker Flex, as dripping mounting points into our cabin was never on the agenda. Also, there were a few of you concerned that we didn't film any backing plates being installed, but luckily we did install 4 large ones that are provided with the Atlantic Tower kit we bought, so fingers crossed these feet shouldn't be going anywhere. Time does fly when you're having fun. It's been a very fun week. No sarcasm intended.
What's that?
I said it's been a very fun week, no sarcasm intended.
Oh no!
Okay, we're going to take the pre-tensioning strap off now for the first time. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Careful, it might ping.
Bang! No, don't do that. I knew you were going to do that. Zach. I still jumped. That wasn't as dramatic as I thought.
I hope it wouldn't have been too dramatic, otherwise there would have been a problem. hold it there.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
Sure? You don't sound very confident.
No, it's just wobbling loads.
Okay, I've got to let go. Okay, well done. Good job. 3, 2, 1. And slowly holding it. Good job. Easy. This panel here is a little bit different to ones that we've had before. The other ones that we mounted a couple of years ago had this lip going all the way around it, so you can mount stuff underneath it. However, the far sides here don't actually have any lips, which is a bit of an issue because one of the bars that we're going to mount is going to be about here. So yesterday I made up these anodized aluminium brackets, which we're trying to figure out where to go. They're either going to go in there, or I think potentially they're going to be mounted there, like that.
This is the final idea of what we're having. Can you just lift up the top bar?
It's obviously going to be like, it's going to be somewhere like that there.
Yeah. The tube that they had at the solar place, the bracket Zach made here, and then we're going to have one bolt there and one bolt there. Obviously this setup isn't the perfect setup. We are in a very remote place, about 15 miles from a town which doesn't have, you know, a ton of resources. So from going around to places and kind of clutching at straws, this is what we've made.
It was good I managed to find this, but the downside is it's pretty janky, I would call it. Bit dirty, and it's got some chips out of it and stuff like that. But when you're in a place like this, I was surprised I could even find angled anodized aluminium anyway.
We're pretty happy with it. Hopefully it will work, and if it doesn't, then at another point when we've got more resources we can just swap it out. Oh, the bracket's slightly, or the panel, one of them isn't quite flush. It's good enough though. Okay, is yours...
Flip the bracket if it's not.
Yeah, but it's just going to have to be on the other. Yeah, I mean it's the same each way. That's fine. Hola! Such a cool work environment. Like in the jungle.
So we've just been trying to figure out how we're going to bolt this whole thing together because it's a little bit complicated, and this is what we've come up with. Some of them are a little bit janky at the moment, but it's just because they've got old bits of Seeker on them and stuff like that, because we thought we'd reuse some of the bolts that we've got. These 4 center ones here are mounting on the flat bit on the top of the arch, and these are going right out to the end of the bars and mounting onto the panel. These are also going to be mounted through the panel. So in the center of the panel, each one's going to have 4 of these bolts. And on the outside, these ones are getting mounted on the bracket. So this one's going through like that one's going through like that. These are going through the hose clamps, each of these. And then these ones are doing the same on the outside as well.
Cool, let's do it. Wow, that's so satisfying when that happens. Oh, I did good measurements.
Well done.
Okay, don't touch this stuff. We have now mounted all the end brackets on. We now start putting things up there, which is crazy. But the 2 inner support struts are slightly shorter than the outside ones. So to negate the panel hitting the sail, we are going to have to put the slightly shorter ones on top of the long ones, take the long ones up there, mark where the holes need to be drilled, then take them back down and transfer the dots to the shorter ones, so we can drill knowing that when we put the shorter ones up there, when we put the longer ones on, the panel isn't going to hit the sail. So this is going to take a bit of finessing, but I feel confident and I feel like we've got it. We're keeping it close. Happy that's lined up. I guess it could be a tiny bit more. Terrible sound.
With the bolts in, there was only one thing left, and as the sun began to set, we gathered some friends at the marina and began the lift up.
It's currently 5 AM and we're going to go back out and fix this solar. Luckily no schools rolled through in the middle of the night, but this camera's going to fall over. If you saw when we turned the camera off, we actually continued for about another hour in the dark with head torches, but I kid you not, there were thousands of mosquitoes. We've never seen so many in our life. They were just landing all over our face. Oh. So that was fun. But the panel is up. It's not ideal right now. There's a bend in the support. We think it's because the bolts aren't tight because they're too long bolts, so we need to swap those out, but we're happy with it. Aside from that, we're just hoping that we can make this support work, and if not, we're very limited with the supplies around here, to be honest. It was really hard to find any anodized alley at all, and we're just going to have to make this work, really. We're going to have to put some foam layer between the panel and the bar if we can't make it work, and then when we get to another place we're going to have to find some other materials, but fingers crossed it doesn't come to that, because we spent bloody ages on that. But feeling happy. It's a beautiful morning.
As you can see above us, the bar here has got a little bit more warp in it than we thought it was going to have, so we need to just do one more support for the whole panel. And the thought is at the moment is running a bar underneath here, underneath there, attached to there and bolted through both of these, just to support the panel here. It would take the load off that bar and lift up and put it where it should be.
Yeah, that lifts it so much.
Yeah.
Wow.
We need to put spacers under one of the bars that we're about to install, and I've got this old chopping board here which I think will make a great couple of spacers for what we need it for. Hopefully it will start being able to support the panel a little bit better.
We were just out there trying to mount and measure and stuff, and it just poured down on us. So I guess that's the end of today's solar mounting.
After sleeping on the idea, we actually decided against the spacers. However, without them, the bar wouldn't be at the right height. It was time to come up with plan C. We've got a lot to do still.
We do, we have so much to do, but it's fine. The current situation is we have one solar panel half on still after a week. The welding shop in town is going to come up with a better solution for our bending floppy panels, and essentially they're going to make two very strong aluminium angle brackets like this and spot weld them together. It's going to be rectangular like that. Yeah, with some supports down it. They're going to just go to town on it and create the ends as well. So they're going away and doing that. Meanwhile, we just want to keep going forward one step at a time. So the next thing we need to do is run a lot of wiring.
So this is all the new cabling for it. We would have used the old stuff, but the wires that we've got there at the moment just won't reach to where we need them to reach. So I'm gonna basically drill a couple of holes in the arch. We're gonna run this through the arch and then run it
sleek.
All the way down into the engine room where it's going to connect the MPPT. So we've got tons of this cable, so it should be plenty.
And it's actually really nice little details, but last time we had all black MPPT cable, whereas this time we got red and black. So that's very nice to go through the headlinings and know exactly which one's positive and negative.
It's super protected wire as well, which is nice.
Yeah, sweet, let's do it.
It's going to run through this leg, obviously.
Yep.
And then all the way down to the bottom there.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah, nice.
A centimetre spare. Yeah, ready?
Yeah. It is windy today. There's a hurricane crossing from the, well, it's more of a tropical depression at this point, but it's going to form into a hurricane. It's crossing from the Atlantic to the Pacific at the moment. So we had a ton of rain last night. It was very impressive, to be honest. Anyway, there's nothing more I love than a good diagram. I draw diagrams and lists for absolutely everything, but we basically realised that if we do a hole at the bottom, they're going to have to, the panel wiring are going to have to meet in the middle and then run back along. So we're going to have double the wire and one's going to be on the outside. So just to keep it really neat and minimal, we are going to do a hole on the inside of the arch, centre at the top, and we've chosen the inside so it gets less spray, and also we can monitor the wear of the cables. We currently don't have any rubber grommets to put around the wire to stop the chafe, so we're just going to wrap them in electrical tape, but it'll be good to monitor that, especially until we can get to somewhere where we can get some of those rubber protectors for them. Nice. Happy days. We have now pulled all the wires through the entire arch, which was pretty tough. If you know, you know. But Zach is just on the dock untangling the spool of wire now, because what's happening is as they're going through the arch, they're twisting. So he's straightening all the wires out and just making sure they are all straight. And then we're going to send the whole spool through the arch because the MC4 connectors are at the top. And yes, we could crimp more on, but we just don't want to. They're already on there, so. Yeah, it's going to be a bit more effort, but it will be worth it in the end.
Go on. There we go, there's one. You probably can't pull the other one yet, but you can give it a go. The black one. No, okay. Oh! Yay. Alright. Thank you.
This is how crazy our engine room is looking. Wow, that's crazy. And this is what we're sorting out now. One day I'm going to get a label maker.
Okay, charges off.
Look at 2-year-olds writing. Can't reach. We're just mounting up the fuse bar for our second MPPT, and we've got the forward panel and aft panel. Yeah, they're labelled like a 3-year-old, may I just add. But now I am just marking holes for this, and Zach's going to mount this. boat yoga for sure. You know what would be a really nice addition, which is completely not a priority, but would be nice?
No. Yeah.
Some lighting in here.
Yeah.
Do you think that would be really nice?
It would be really nice.
One day. Wiring is going great, and I will be honest, guilty as charged. We didn't put these in last time, but this time with a bit more brain development, we've decided to add these, which are PD breakers. Essentially, if there's an issue with the solar and too many amps come down the wires, this protects it. It's basically a fuse, but it's in line with our MC4 connectors, which is a nice little trick there. So yeah, gonna install 2 of these, one for the aft and one for the forward panel. Ooh.
How the heck do I mount this? I'm gonna like drill through the backing here and then mount it. What happened?
I was cutting through a cable tie and I cut towards myself and I have sliced.
We can't see it, but
I have sliced my thumb open.
it's not bleeding through there, so I think you're gonna be alright. Let's have a look. Just gently. Yeah, I think you'll be fine. Just keep it over your head for a bit, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Look at the mess I made.
Yeah, there's like blood all over the floor down here.
Is it in the engine room too?
Yeah, probably.
This morning we are straight back to wiring. I think last night when this happened we called it quits. We decided that was the sign that the day was finished and we'd done all the work we needed for the day. What essentially happened was, it was a little bit of a blur, but I was cutting with a penknife stupidly towards me. I was cutting a cable tie and as I went like this it just went into my thumb and it cut from like the nail on one side to the same point on the other side, and there was a surprising amount of blood. It was like bubbling out of it. It was all down my arm and all through the boat. It looked a bit like a murder scene, but we elevated it and we compressed it and we cleaned it, and now we're hoping that it will heal and not get infected, because we are in the middle of nowhere again. These injuries always seem to happen. If you were here with us in Panama in January, I think, we were in the Perlas Island when I walked into a big sharp bit of metal sticking up on a boat wreck and cut my foot open. Luckily I'm up to date on my tetanus, so don't worry about that, but I put some steri strips on it and what can you do? So that's where we're at. Great. But we aren't letting that get us down, and we are continuing to wire today because tomorrow hopefully the welder is going to bring the 2 new struts of metal and we can continue the solar panel installation, and then hopefully we'll be so ready and all the wiring will be done today that we can literally go up there and just plug and play and it will all be great and we'll have a ton more power than we currently have. So yeah, going good. And what's one more injury to apparently add to the collection? Where do you want them through?
There's a lot here.
Yeah? But it doesn't mean they'll go across the bilge.
Well, it's up to you, because otherwise they're going to go across other same things in the engine room here.
Oh yeah, then let's just direct route, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey Zach, coming through. Zach is just stripping an inch off the wire for the new positive.
Zach is just stripping.
Zach is just stripping the wire off in the engine room, and I've got the new MC4 connectors, and essentially, if you haven't seen these before, these are the things that plug into the solar panel connectors. This is the male end, looks like that, and this is the female. We want the female on the positive, but the little confusing bit here is that the inside, so this is the female inside and this is the male inside. They obviously fit together like that, but the male goes into the female, like inside. So you just got to make sure you do that when you crimp it. And there's a special tool, you can just do it with pliers. Luckily someone in the marina has one of these tools, and it's just an insert into their normal crimpers, which is really cool actually. And all that does is it gets these two little fins and it just wraps them over, tucks them in and squeezes them tight. And then it's really just plug and play after that. You just unscrew this black bit here, you take that bit out, slide it onto the wire, put that back on over the top of that, and then you just wait for it to click. Once that's done and both sides are done, you just super simple. So yeah, very happy. We also, I didn't mention, but we also wired up the panel we've got on the PV breaker, and I love this thing. I am incredibly, probably too excited about this PV breaker. I had this dream when we first installed the system that we'd have this like beautiful PV breaker, and for a lot of reasons we never ended up having it. This is sounding so sad. Who have I become in the last 2 years? But anyway, long story short, we found a really nice PV breaker on Amazon, and we've ordered 2 of them, and now we can just plug them in and it's all very nice. And we can even turn the panel off, which is cool.
So this is the male insert for the female part.
Mm-hmm.
It just goes over there like that.
Are the wings touching the...
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
That's touching that, and now I get the crimping tool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice.
Do I keep going?
Yeah, stop. You don't want to over crimp it.
Beautiful. That's not going anywhere.
Nice, perfect. Nice.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's in well?
Yeah.
Nice. Happy with that?
You can show.
Yeah.
This one. Never have got good at crimps about this.
No.
They are a bit fiddly sometimes. There we go. Okay, beautiful.
Nice.
We've just put the 130 amp NL fuse on here and connected both the lugs, crimped everything, heat shrunk everything. We just need to run these cables now under here and then onto the buzz bar and the smart shunt. Oh no, just the 2 buzz bars, and that's it, and we're done with all the wiring for this, which is really good. And then outside we just need to connect the panels in parallel and we should be done.
Use that in the build. I'm going to turn everything off here.
Yeah.
Wow, they make such a difference. Always remember to sand your lugs. They oxidize super quickly in this salty environment, so always sand them. Nice, look at that. That's a nice crimp. It's quite funny because as we come up this coast we're meeting more and more Americans, and we were talking about our solar installation the other day with a couple in the marina here, and we said, oh, we're trying to orientate them right, and they were like, orientate them? You mean orient them? And it's a completely different word. So if in England we're disorientated, in America you're disoriented. It's very different. The more you know, the more you know. On my foot, but this is the final that we're working with. Maybe up there, and then we've got our forward panel and our aft panels, and then up here I need to add those buzz bars at some point, but that's a job for another day. yeah, lots happening in here for sure. These are our breakers. Very nice. Very, very, very nice.